Hello everybody, welcome to the United Stand. Manchester United 3, Aston Villa 1. We lost the first half, but we won the second half. It's the story of the season, the comeback kings, the second half. But I tell you what, second place done, 70 points, which is already 4 more points than we had last season. We've still got 4 games to go. So big improvement for Manchester United, which is what we've seen this season. But I just want to say, look, let's call a spade here. We've lost less games than anybody in the season this year. We've lost less games than Man City. We are absolutely fantastic at coming back in the second half. We've scored more goals than any team in the second half this season, which is fantastic. But any Manchester United fan, if you sit them down and said, do you think that team's good enough? They're going to talk about the midfield. They're going to talk about sometimes the style of play. And they're going to talk about the centre-backs. There is an opportunity for Manchester United here to really build and go and win a title next year. To really challenge for a title properly. This is the route. Buy a centre-back and buy a centre defensive midfielder. Stop obsessing about Galactico selling the shirt signings like Sancho or Haaland or anything like that. Manchester United are a very good side that is being held back in a certain extent. And I say held back because we should be winning titles. We are the Bayern Munich of Manchester, of England. We are the Juventus of England. We are the Barcelona of England. We are the PSG of England. We are nowhere near winning titles. We've had a very good season, and I think where we need to be as a fan base in relation to the football, because as a fan base we're very united about the ownership, but as a football club, as a fan base, I think we need to remember who we are. We're Manchester United. Sir Alex Ferguson's Manchester United. Second place was the first losing position. We have come second place this season. We're going to come second, and I think we will win the Europa League. That's good, but it's not good enough for Manchester United. How do we go to the next level? I see a team today that scored 3 goals in the second half again from 1-0 down at half time. We've seen this happen time and time again. Southampton, West Ham, there's numerous occasions where we've done this. But how do we go to the next level? We go to the next level because you watch that game, do your player ratings, link in the video description, mark every player out of 10, 6 being the average, star next to man of the match. We'll do that in a minute. But I look at that team and I see a centre-back in Lindelof that really isn't good enough to win a title. And I see a midfield pairing that really are not good enough to play in the top 4. Although they are doing it. Somehow they are actually doing it because other players are so good. Mason Greenwood, Marcus Rashford, Paul Pogba, Bruno, Cavani, Luke Shaw, Harry Maguire, Wan-Bissaka. These players are good enough, I believe, to win us a title. But there are 2 or 3 players in that team that aren't good enough. That make us be 1-0 down at half time and make the rest of them have to go up a level to get the game won. We are not far away, but we are not Jadon Sancho away from winning a title. We are a Declan Rice and a Varane away from winning a title. We need to buy a really top quality centre defensive midfielder and a really top quality centre back. How and why Man United don't seem to know that, and maybe they're being quiet about it, I hope they are, but I genuinely believe that how can you have a team that's won so many points this season, second in the league, won so many points from being behind, and we are behind because of McFred and Magaluf a lot of the time. That's the fact. That is where we need to improve the team. I'm not saying sell those players. If Lindelof wants to sit on the bench while Varane plays with Maguire, fine. If McTominay and Fred want to sit on the bench while Declan Rice plays with Pogba or whoever it is, fine. But they ain't good enough to take us to the next level. And that's where we need to improve. Because I thought we were bloody fantastic second half. I mean, I even thought second half that Fred and McTominay played a lot better second half. But are they the long-term solution to Man United? No, they're not. We are disjointed as a team at times. But look at the quality of that today. I mean, look, people say Rashford can't play on the right. What a delightful cross for Cavani. Pogba, I thought, wins the penalty. Bruno puts it away. Greenwood with a fantastic finish again. Villa will probably feel a little bit hard done by, but it is a penalty. It is a good goal by Greenwood, and it is a good goal by Cavani. We've scored 3 goals, they've scored 1. You can't moan about that. You can't. Mark, if Ollie can do this with average players, what do you think he can do once he gets the players he wants, says Sean. But he's not doing it with average players, Sean, is he? Let's not wander off down Myth Street. We're not doing it with average players. Bruno's not average. Luke Shaw's not average. Pogba's not average. Cavani's not average. Rashford's not average. Wan-Bissaka's not average. There's 2 positions in that team. He's 2 players away from having a better team. A top quality centre-back and a top quality CDM, and that team will go much better. If you want 3 signings, if you really want to be, if you definitely want to be in a title race, Varane, Rice, Sancho, finish. That's your summer done. But essentially first, it's got to be a centre-back and a CDM. Now, will United do that? Because will it sell shirts? Will it turn the tide of people being Glazers out? No. They'll think, oh, we've got to get Sancho because it's high profile. I tell you what, I couldn't give a toss about high profile. If I had the choice between Varane, Rice and Sancho, Sancho would be the third choice. I want him, but I think Rice and Varane, and look, I'm saying Rice and Varane because they symbolise the two positions of quality that we need. It doesn't have to be Rice, it doesn't have to be Varane, but they're the players that we need. I believe that if we get those players, we will go to the next level. Welcome to the Members Club, St. Corsa and Harvard 0. And Jack Lynch says, if we get Varane, Declan Rice and Jadon Sancho in the summer, then our team complete to take us to the next level. Sell Fred and McTominay. I wouldn't sell Fred and McTominay, Jack. I think they're very good players who probably belong on the bench for Manchester United, the same as Lindelof. I think people always say get rid of them, sell them, they're rubbish. I don't think they've got their value. We're second in the league and they've played this season a lot of games. But if you want to go to the next level, 100% you cannot be using those players next year. But I wouldn't sell them because, you know, they've proven that they're valuable players. I just move them to the bench. And look, people saying we need to secure Cavani. I think Cavani is going to say, welcome to the Members Club, Abdul. Cavani's going to stay. Of course he is. I think it would be ridiculous if he doesn't. The movement, the ability of Rashford to put that cross in, but Rashford puts that cross in because he knows Cavani's going to attack that space. And look, generational talent, Mason Greenwood, he's the one who's put us 2-1 up. That's a great finish from him. Lovely assist by Wan-Bissaka. And can I just say as well, smash a like on the video for Aaron Wan-Bissaka. I hope he does get your man of the match today because I thought defensively he was superb. He also got an assist as well. I think Wan-Bissaka's had a really difficult season. I think sometimes he's been brilliant, sometimes not so much. But today I thought Wan-Bissaka was absolutely fantastic. And Diddy bosses our midfield. Why buy Rice, who doesn't show up when we play them? We want to level up. Let's stop getting mugged, says John Pablo. And welcome to the Members Club, Muzz. We will be doing the player ratings in a couple of minutes, so please crack on with that. Links in the video description or go to the website. Mark every player out of 10, 6 being the average, and put a star next to your man of the match. In essence, I thought Man United deserved to win that game. I was never, ever in doubt that we would win that game. The player ratings are going to be really, really interesting because people are already in the live comments saying some people have played shit today. So we'll see how people do. If you feel strongly about it, get and do your player ratings. You've got a couple of minutes to do that. I thought that I was never in doubt that we would win that game. It's got to the point now where we have a half where we're 1-0 down at half time. And I just know that button's going to get pressed. Something happens in that team at half time and they come out second half and they go and get the result. We do need to work on it for next season, but really, really happy that we got the 3 points because we have got Leicester on Tuesday and we've got Liverpool on Thursday and we may well be dropping points because of the volume of games. So beating Villa today just gives us that cushion, moves us further away from Chelsea and Leicester, up to 70 points, stops Man City winning the league just yet. They will win it, of course, but it stops them celebrating on the weekend. And, you know, West Ham about to play as well. So it just takes us away from the drama behind us and shows, again, keeps that away record going. We're going to stay unbeaten all season away from home, which is a big, big thing to do. Because, you know, who have we got left that are going to beat us? I think we've got Wolves away from home. We've got 3 home games as well. So I'm pleased. I said at the start of the season that if we can get to, I mean, we're 6 points ahead of Chelsea and we've got a game in hand. Second place is done. It's absolutely done with that win today. Regardless of the games against Leicester and Liverpool, which are in quick succession, we've absolutely nailed down second place. And you know what? I applaud that. I think it's a fantastic job. Look, I think we get too lost in the fact that the football this season has been a little bit tame at times. We get too lost in the fact that Maguire and McFred aren't good enough, but ultimately we have got second place. And I said it at half time. You know, we were talking, weren't we, about, you know, McTominay and Fred didn't play well. What do you take them off at half time? But take them off for what? We played Pogba and Fred on Tuesday. It didn't work. This is not going to get solved in the last 3 or 4 games of the season. It will be McTominay and Fred against Liverpool. It will be McTominay and Fred in the Europa League final. In the summer, we need to solve it. That's what I'm saying. If we want to go to the next level, by a top-class CDM, a top-class centre-back, and I see the quality in that team would go up a level to what it is now, which is very encouraging. But I also just want to say a big shout out to Solskjær. I know a lot of you are still very unsure. Some of you are even Ollie out. But I said at the start of the season, a lot of people get lined up on where you're going to finish in the league. I said it at the start of the season. For me, it's about points. It's about points. Last year we got 66 and we finished third. That's a low points tally to finish in third place. Nobody is going to finish third with 66 points this year. I guarantee it. So for me, it was about, can we get 75 points? Can we dare to dream and get 80 points? Well, we've got a real opportunity to get 75 points. We've got 12 points to play for and we're on 70. We should get 76. I think 76 is achievable. We could get 80. We could get 82. But 75 points in a weird season, you can't not give a contract to a new manager, to a manager for that. So big applause to Solskjær. And look, he's done it with McFred. He's done it with Maguire. And, you know, that to me is that is encouraging. But what we've got to do in the summer, and where Solskjær will be accountable, is if there's money to be spent in the summer, and there is money to be spent, I'll guarantee you there's going to be money spent. Solskjær's going to have a part to say in that. If he says I'm all right with Maguire and I'm all right with McFred and spends it all on Sancho, then that's going to be on the manager. He's got to see, and I'd be amazed if he can't see. I think McFred, they aren't good enough long term, but ultimately the best option in the pivot. We don't have the quality, says Fergal. I agree with you, Fergal. They ain't good enough, but I also think, what's the alternative? Matic can't do it anymore. You try and play Pogba or Van der Beek there and you get overrun because the player next to them is not disciplined enough on their own. If Cavani doesn't stay, who would you prefer we go after, Lewandowski or Harry Kane? Well, Cavani's going to stay, and I don't want to talk about spending silly money on strikers when we need to spend it elsewhere. Welcome to the Members Club, Elliot Knight. Make sure you subscribe, by the way, bottom right hand corner, and make sure you do your player ratings. We're going to be cracking on with that in a moment. Yeah, just want to say as well, before we go into the player ratings, I just want to say, I think on this channel we've been very critical of Maguire at times this season, but I have been saying it since Christmas. I think he's been very solid, and I think that, you know, that is worth a mention. That injury to Harry Maguire is worth a mention because the Euros are coming up, the Europa League final is coming up, and I really hope for his sake that he's not going to be out for any period of time. He never should have been playing against Leicester on Tuesday anyway, but he is the sort of player that you almost think he's robotic because he just plays game after game after game after game. And I hope that that's not a significant injury for Harry Maguire, because whatever you think about the centre-backs, and I thought Lindelof didn't have a good game today, but Maguire actually was nothing to do with anything that went wrong today. Maguire played really well up until the injury. And, you know, Thursday he didn't have a great game, but probably because he had a lot of players around him that didn't have a good game. I really hope Harry Maguire isn't out for any significant period of time, because I think that without Maguire, we will miss him in the big games that are to come, especially the Europa League final. So I really hope that Maguire's injury isn't too bad, because he will be missed. He will be missed. And look, I've always said that next season for Maguire is a big season. Look, in no way is he home and dry. You know, he has been a little bit shaky at times, but for me, the future for Manchester United is Maguire and a top-class centre-back. I mean, if it could be Maguire and Varane, that would be absolutely fantastic, but that's the future. So, look, I don't want anybody for any minute to think that I think that Maguire's not good enough. I think he is, and I think that hopefully this injury won't be too bad, because we need him. But he would have been getting a rest on Tuesday anyway. So let's hope it's not too bad. Let's see what Ollie has to say about that one. Few people, Alfie says Fred was great today. Yeah, he was great. We were 1-0 down because of him, but he was great. He was better second half. I thought McTominay was better second half though as well. Right, we're going to do the player ratings. You can catch me up by doing it as you go along. Links in the video description for it. But let's get into the player ratings. So, Dean Henderson. I mean, I don't know. I mean, Dean Henderson's a weird one today. Look, maybe it's because De Gea played so well on Thursday, and part of me thinks, why did De Gea not play in goal today, really? I mean, you're man of the match and then you get dropped. And I get that. But also, to be fair, Ollie has shared the role all season. So I knew it was going to be Henderson. Do I think he could have done better on the goal? I didn't really spend a lot of time looking at his move. I think that's right in the top corner. And I think when someone puts it in the top corner, you've got to say it's a good finish. He made a decent save from Watkins just before half-time, but I think it was a save that most goalkeepers make. I'll give him a 6. I'll give him a 6 today. Yeah. So everyone's giving him a 6. I was trying to see whether I could push him up to a 7. That's what I was trying to say. I was never going to drop him to a 5, but we'll give him an average 6. Wan-Bissaka to me today was definitely a man of the match contender. I thought he was an 8. Got an assist, made a couple of really key interceptions. Where Traore was decent for Villa down the right hand side. The lad down the left hand side, I can't even think what his name was. Was it El Ghazi? Really kept him quiet. Remember, Lindelof was shaky as well. He was tucking in. I thought Wan-Bissaka had one of his better games tonight of the season tonight. I thought he was today was really, really good. So I would give him an 8. Lindelof for me was a 5 today. He wasn't only 4.5 from you. Yeah, I mean, very lucky in the second half. Got bullied off when Maguire went off. Got bullied in the box. Did well not to give a penalty away, but just got shrugged off the ball. And the clearance on the goal. I mean, look, Mourinho said it. He's not very good in the air and he's not strong enough. And this is a Manchester United centre-back. You can't have a centre-back who is getting shrugged off the ball like that. He's not good in the air. He's weak. He's brilliant on the ball. You know, lovely ball to Luke Shaw in the first half. I like him, but I think it's time Lindelof became the third choice centre-back. I don't see Lindelof as a first choice centre-back in a team that is going to win I've said it before, we will not win the title with Lindelof and Maguire, and we will not win the title with Lindelof and Maguire. You might win a title with Maguire and a Varane, or Maguire and a Koundé, but you will not do it. So Lindelof for me, this season's got to be the last season where he's a first choice centre-back, because his weaknesses are there to be seen. He's not strong enough, and he's ultimately not really quick enough as well, is he? But he's not strong enough. So even if a quick striker gets in on him, he hasn't got the strength to push them off. They're pushing him off. Harry Maguire for me, I'll give him a 6 today. Yeah, I mean, look, I think he's another player that you'd almost want to push him up to a 7, but maybe a 6.5 would have been okay. Didn't do anything wrong today, Maguire. Good in the air. I'm a bit worried about the injury. I hope he's all right. But obviously, we'll have to keep an eye on with that. Luke Shaw for me, 7 today. Thought he played really, really well. Traore gave him a bit of difficulty at times, but especially the first 20 minutes. I thought Luke Shaw was unbelievable first 20 minutes. And the thing about Luke Shaw is that we almost give him a 6 out of 10 most games now, because his average is superb. He's ridiculously consistent. His stamina levels are unbelievable. Back and forth like a yo-yo. It's ridiculous. So yeah, I thought Luke Shaw had a good game today, and I'd give him a 7. Fred, five and a half. Yeah, high 5. Yeah, 5.5. Very, very, very nearly gave him a 6, but was so bad in the first half and had such a big part to play in the goal that you can't keep rewarding players. You can't keep rewarding players because they have a good second half. Like, I think some of our players in the first half, like Luke Shaw, like Wan-Bissaka, like Harry Maguire, like Pogba, Bruno, Rashford, Greenwood, they weren't bad in the first half. We were losing because of Lindelof, McTominay, and Fred. Now, in the second half, I thought Fred played a lot better, but he still had a really bad first half. So I've got to mark him across both halves. I thought first half I'd probably give him a 5. Second half I'd probably give him a 6 or 7. So it's a 5.5 for me. So yeah, I agree with you on that one. Same for McTominay. I wouldn't give McTominay a 5.5. I'd give him a 5. So yeah, everyone's right on that. Yeah, I mean, the sad thing about McTominay is he's playing out of position. McTominay's playing out of position. He's not a CDM. He doesn't pick up the runners. He's not particularly good in the tackle. He looks better, and in the second half he did it a lot. He was bombing forward. He was doing 1-2s. He's definitely at least a box-to-box player, potentially even a more advanced midfielder, but he's not a CDM. And I think that this is the problem with McTominay. He's being played out of position. And, you know, I thought second half he was a lot better than the first half, but he's got a massive part to play in the goal again that we conceded. And I just think he's being played out of position. So I'd give him a 5. I mean, Play says he's a CDM. He plays centre-back. Mate, he ain't a CDM in a top 4 side. I know we're getting away with it, but he is not really a CDM. He's definitely not a CDM. He's a box-to-box player. What I would like to see is us buy a CDM and then try and say to McTominay, you play next to that player, but get forward a bit more. But he's not a true number 6. No way. Never. Never. Anyway, so we move on from that. I don't want to dwell on the bad things because we've won the game. Bruno for me, probably a 6 for Bruno. I know you've gone with a 7, but you know, Bruno's one of my favourite players, and I thought he had a good game and he got a penalty, but I don't think it was vintage Bruno by any means. Again, Bruno's got very high standards. I'd probably, by Bruno's standards, I'd give him an average 6 today. I don't think he was bad, but I wouldn't have given him any more than an average 6 today. I'm one of Bruno's biggest fans, so there we go. I love him, so I think he's absolutely fantastic, absolutely incredible. So we move on next to Mason Greenwood. Yeah, I mean, look, I'm pushing Greenwood up for a 7.5 here, so I'm going to go generous with an 8. Yes, 7.5 is the right score, but I'm giving him an 8 because I don't want to go lower than the 7.5. Fantastic finish, generational talent. You saw my celebration. Love Mason Greenwood. I think we've got a generational talent, funnily enough, and I think that goal was key because we were 2-1 up. 1-0 down at half time, and then 10 minutes into the second half, it's 2-1. You get the penalty, and then you get the Greenwood goal. Keeper's a really good goalkeeper as well. He just can't save it. It's so well hit on that left foot. It's scary what Greenwood can be, and I want him to play at the number 9. I want to see Greenwood playing at the number 9 position. I think as a winger, he's a bit wasted. I want to see him playing at number 9. But what a player! What a player Mason Greenwood is, and. The scary thing for everybody else is we know what we've got. We call him the generational talent on this channel, and he's going to get better. He's going to get better and better and better. I remember saying 2 years ago, Mason Greenwood can be anything he wants to be. If he wants to waste his talent, he can be Ravel Morrison. If he wants to take his talent, he can be Neymar. He can be that good. I'm not going to say he's going to be Messi or Ronaldo because, they're not generational talents. They are worldwide. They're legacy talents. They're two of the best players the world's ever produced. But Mason Greenwood can be anything he wants to be. He's absolutely dangerous. What he could become. Pogba, I thought today was really good. I'd give him a 7.5. You've gone with a 7. I've gone with a 7 actually. No, I've gone with a 7 because I would have given Greenwood a 7.5. So yeah, I thought Pogba was good today. Intelligently winning the penalty, and I like him in that advanced position. I think that I don't want to see Paul Pogba dropping into the midfield to play the midfield too, because I don't think that works for him with Fred or McTominay. I think unless you've got a Kante or a Declan Rice or a Busquets or someone that can run that midfield, then I don't think Pogba can do it with Fred and McTominay. So it's good to get Pogba in a more advanced position, and I think we're creating more. You know what? I've said this so many times. We're creating more chances because we've got Pogba next to Bruno. Bruno doesn't get swamped anymore. They can't all go and swamp Bruno because Pogba's there, and we're creating more chances for our number 9. It's not a coincidence. You look at how many chances Cavani is getting now over the last month compared to what he was getting. We are creating chances for our number 9 because we've got Bruno and Pogba, and we're not playing with 2 wide forwards. We've got 2 attacking midfielders in our final 4 positions, and they've got freedom. So it is a positive, and it's working well. Rashford 7. I thought Rashford played well. I don't know why he would get marked down. I thought the assist was brilliant for Cavani. I actually thought the first 15 minutes he played really well. Let's not forget Greenwood played out of position today as well. He's not a number 9. I don't like him at number 9. I like him playing as a right winger or a left winger. He's a wide forward, Marcus Rashford, and he played a lot of that game out of position. So I thought that Rashford had a good game. I'd give him a 7. I thought he was up there with Pogba for me. So I thought Rashford played good, and I think people need to appreciate that when it happens. And look, Cavani's hardly on the pitch, but on the pitch he comes on and puts a 7.5 out for me, which is why I'll give him an 8. I thought that the header was fantastic. The effort level was fantastic. He was all over the pitch. He got the goal. To come on and put a cameo in performance of that quality just shows you that, somebody said it on the watch along. Is there a better striker in England at this moment in time? And there isn't. There isn't a better striker than Cavani in England at the moment. He's absolutely elite, the level that he's playing at. And he scores an absolutely brilliant header. He's so good in the air. I called him Dumbledore, headmaster. So, it's Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic from Cavani today. Eric Bay wasn't on long enough. 6. Matic wasn't on long enough. 6. And then that brings me to Ollie, which I think is always the interesting thing to discuss with the chat. What did you think about Ollie today? I think team-wise, what more can he do? I know people don't like Lindelof and they don't like McTominay and Fred, but what else can he do at the moment? I think if you don't like Ollie because he picks Lindelof and he picks Maguire and he picks McTominay and Fred, I think that's something to talk about next season. If we spend money in the summer and then next season he starts with McFred and Lindelof, then it's going to be open season on Ollie because you've had a whole summer now. But I think he's limping towards the summer. I think he's like, this is all I can do for now. I need Pogba more advanced, and I'm just going to put 2 lads in there who are very energetic, who are all right. They've got their weaknesses, but they're also very energetic. I think the summer is, as I said at the start of the video, get a centre-back, get a top-quality CDM, and let's go to the next level. If he doesn't do that, then he's going to be in trouble next season. I really do think. But for now, I think the team selection, what else can he do? I thought the substitutions were right. I think we're creating way more chances now. We created like 4 chances, 4 shots on goal in the first 10 minutes. So, I actually don't think Ollie got a lot wrong today. I think the individuals got things wrong, but I think Ollie got a lot right. So I give him a 7 today. And it's nice to see that's been reflected by you as well, 6.7. So I think that, Ollie didn't get anything wrong today. And I'm very, very happy with that. But no, man of the match. My man of the match is going to be Wan-Bissaka. So I'm going to go Wan-Bissaka, but he might not win it. Defenders, it's sometimes hard for defenders to win it, especially when you've won 3-1. So let's see who you've gone with. Submit your vote. You've gone with Mason Greenwood. 50% of the vote for Mason Greenwood. 42% of the vote for Aaron Wan-Bissaka. 7% for Pogba, and then the rest are lower than that. But Greenwood wins it. Greenwood secures the bag, and that's what today was all about. So smash a like on the video for Greenwood. I'd also smash a like on the video for Wan-Bissaka. I thought for me, Wan-Bissaka deserved it, but it's so hard. It's so hard. It's nothing to do with our player rating system. I've seen this before. When a team wins, it's very rare that a defender will get the man of the match. So some people are saying Wan-Bissaka's been robbed. I think Wan-Bissaka was man of the match, but I also think Greenwood was fantastic as well. So I can't really argue with it. Greenwood was excellent, says Matty, and I thought he was. Fred is not the problem. We have a very high win percentage when he plays. We need a top CDM alongside him, same as we need a top centre-back with Maguire, says LJ. Well, maybe you're right on that. Welcome to the Members Club, Alessandro. Fantastic, absolutely fantastic. But look, on a real level, we've won the game. We've basically secured second place. We're 6 points ahead of Chelsea, and we've got a game in hand on them with 4 games to go. They've got 3 games to go. So we've secured second place today. We're now going into this situation where, to be honest with you, because we've beat Villa, Ollie, just pick your reserves against Leicester and go up yours to the Premier League. And Liverpool, let Liverpool and everyone else moan, because we've basically got second place done. We only need to take another 3 points to get second place done from the last 4 games. So play the reserves, give everybody a rest, go hard against Liverpool, and then let's focus on that Europa League final. Kevin says, not trolling, I've got a friend who's close with a couple of United players, said that Eddie signed 1 year deal officially, not public yet, obviously. I think it will be public very, very soon, Kevin, because I'm not going to confirm it on here because it's massive, but you're not wrong. It's when they announce that. At the beginning, we raved about our attack constantly from the left wing. Our man of the match contenders are from the right. This is progress, says Vikram. It definitely is. Anyway, look. Smash a like on the video. Fantastic win for Manchester United. We've got the fan cams to come in, and the fan forum is at 8 o'clock tonight because I know a lot of people are going to watch West Ham Everton. Hopefully Jesse can get the result. They're not a threat to us now, West Ham, so hopefully Lingard and West Ham get the result. I'm going to go and watch that as well. Thanks everyone for watching. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right hand corner. Smash a like on the video. Big result for United. Fantastic from Wan-Bissaka and Greenwood. Well done to Ollie and the lads. Hopefully Maguire's not injured for too long. I'll speak to you at 8 o'clock. Thanks for watching.